Hey everyone, welcome to the Buzz COVIDeo series. I'm Jeff Pilch, one of the creators of the Buzz. And if you're not familiar with the Buzz, we're a newsletter that connects early stage companies in New England with potential investors and other people in our network that might be able to help them. We started the COVIDeo series in order to connect, to recap with some of these startups we've already covered, just to kind of like see how they're adapting to COVID and see how we might be able to help them or other people in our network. Today, I'm here with Matt Morgan, CEO and founder of FreightFlows. How are we doing
Thanks for
today?
having us. Yeah, really good, really good. I appreciate it.
So you're up in Maine, right? Kind of
Yeah,
escaped.
we escaped about a month ago, and so we're just hunkered down here, trying to make do with the family and carve out little spaces for us, my wife and I, to get work done. It's definitely trying on that side of it, especially with the kids. But the meetings that you have with customers or investors right now, the stigma of having children sounds in the background is all kind of gone. So it's all right. I mean, everyone's understanding. You just got to make do with what you got.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you refresh our memories a little bit on FreightFlows, what you guys are up to?
Yeah, of course. So FreightFlows, we're a predictive analytics company for global trade. We track all the boats in the world in real time. We predict what they're going to do next. Our focus is to help people who are participating in the international trade markets better understand what's impacting their market in real time, so that they can adapt to the real time information. But then also to be able to make some data supported decision making about their business moving forward, which is something that's not available in the industry. Really, people are working with data that's in government reports, or old or spotty or difficult to get information about kind of global shipping. This is the last unregulated commercial market in the world. So any chance that you can help structure and organize the information of global trade and then deliver some near-term forecasts for people to make better decisions is something that people find really attractive.
Yeah, pretty interesting industry when you look at the context of, especially when you look at like what's happening now. Can you talk a little bit about how your business has been impacted and kind of like what the overall landscape looks like?
Of course. I mean, luckily it's not in airlines, which that industry is getting killed right now. People still are buying things. They have to. It's just that maybe they're buying slightly different things. So the business of international trade that we're focusing on is still moving. And certainly it's been impacted, but it's still moving. Some of the bigger impacts that we've seen, though, is that, especially on the commodity side of the business, such as oil prices right now, which have been tanking for a little while now. In fact, we just saw it hit below zero just a day or two ago as contracts are coming due, and there's really no place to put the oil. So obviously in that side of the business, there's huge impact. So we're feeling it for sure. So last time we talked, we were raising our first round in the door of outside cash to help kind of get the business going and execute on our pipeline after we had secured our first contract. Unfortunately, our close date was expected to be kind of a few weeks after COVID really started to impact us. So that's been impacted, but we're adjusting, obviously. But some of the biggest things that we've had to deal with in the business is our planning for the year is shot, right? So a lot of our go-to-market plans and our financials and kind of the order of operations for how we're doing business has changed immensely. So it's actually, as customers and investors and everyone is kind of taking a beat to kind of figure out where they are with things, it's been a great opportunity for us to make sure that as people start picking up the phones and business starts kind of humming a little bit more, that we will be better prepared than anyone else that's out there to be able to deliver what it is that people need. And some of the big things we have to work on are things like on the algorithm side, adjusting to models that have been trained over multiple years, and then we have such a huge global impact like this. Some of the features that we focus on are things like long short-term memory in the machine learning space, which helps us adapt better to real-time information and real-time impacts, but also not forgetting about kind of long-term models that we train the data on. But there is no set it and forget it at a time like this. You have to pay very close attention to how your models are performing and how the business is producing our product. Ultimately, our product, which is a SaaS product that helps people understand what's happening in global markets through delivery of analytics and forecasts. So we have to just, I mean, we are paying very close attention to what our outputs are. So we make sure that we're adjusting, people are finding a lot of value in that.
Sure. So has the kind of like your long-term vision for the company shifted at all based on what's happened, or is it like too early to tell? Would
I
love
think
to kind of hear about that.
it's a little too early to tell. However, as we've continued talking with people that we have had in our pipeline, people that we know, their answer, and they're not just being optimistic, is this is something that they're going to need more than ever, especially as they are, some of them downsizing and consolidating some of their subscriptions, that they want to focus on a couple key data that they can buy and get access to that delivers on a lot more areas. And that's something that we, in order to make a prediction about the global trade, you really have to gather and structure all the world's data on trade so that you can have a baseline by which to make the predictions. So we found that there's going to be an opportunity for us as well, perhaps, to get a lot more early subscriptions from customers, perhaps in the lower tiers. So instead of focusing on a couple of the bigger whales as we're growing, it's going to be a great opportunity for us to kind of go a little bit wider and gather a lot more, we believe, subscription from customers that are looking to consolidate some of their spend and reduce it as well. So there's an opportunity there. And obviously, in our planning for funding of the company has changed significantly. So instead of the larger round that we were looking to close, we are probably going to take a more modest round at the moment to make sure that we can get out and execute on these contracts. And I just don't want us to have to elongate this process far, far longer than we need to. And we want to focus on preparing the business for when customers start buying a lot more briskly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is there anything specifically that we or our network can help you with as you kind of try to navigate through this?
Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone in how the business has been impacting companies like ours. I've heard a lot about the VC world has taken just as many meetings as they had before, but I know a lot of other entrepreneurs who are companies who are not seeing the results of those meetings translate into cash, into funding.
Well, yeah. We're open, but we want to meet you face to face.
Right. So I think that it's people, we would love to get this round done so that we have, a couple of the big things that we needed to do this year are make a couple key hires, in which we have already identified and talked to the people that we want to bring on the team. That gets us in a position to deliver on these contracts that we have in our pipeline. I mean, that is the nearest goal that we have is to make sure that this round is done and we can focus on closing this business that we have kind of in our book right now. So anyone who is interested in working with a company like ours, young entrepreneurs, that's a young company that is, I'm not so young, but especially in a business that has such a significant impact, such as trade in the world, we think that we have an opportunity to do a lot in the space right now, especially as the world's kind of changing. So people who want to kind of be part of that, who want to contribute and who want to partner with us, I mean, we're looking for people who can help us get through this and come out much better than it is when it started.
Oh, great summary.
Specifically, people who are interested in writing checks, but also people who are interested in,
Those are good
working with us and partnering with us as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Really appreciate the time. I know it's busy. You got the 2 kids, so appreciate it.
Yeah, it's, we're all making do. I mean, there is some good in it, and that's being able to spend more time with family and less time commuting and running around the city looking for the train to meet the next meeting. So in that regard, it's good, but I think we're all just trying to find ways to get through it and come out better than when it started. So my heart goes out to everyone who's working hard right now and helping everyone else kind of make it. So I much appreciation to all of them.
Awesome. Be safe, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks everyone. Appreciate it.
See you, Matt.